They say your family is supposed to be your safe haven, your shield from a cruel world. But what do you do when the monster tearing your life apart is the one sharing your dinner table? I thought I was being saved. Instead, I walked straight into a trap. This is how I lost everything. I stood on the wet pavement, clutching a single suitcase. At 70 years old, I had just thrown away my final chance at survival. But to understand how I lost everything, you have to know how I got here. Just months earlier, a cruel scammer drained my life savings. In a matter of days, my dignity, my home, and my security were entirely stripped away. I remember sitting alone in the dark, crying into the phone in absolute despair, begging them to understand that it was everything I had left, asking where I was supposed to go as I packed my entire life into cardboard boxes. That was when Arthur found me. He was a wealthy, kind-hearted gentleman who saw my pain and refused to let me drown. The night I arrived at his massive estate, pulling my worn suitcase up to those towering iron gates, I felt like I was stepping into a dream. Moving into his beautiful mansion felt like a miracle. Arthur welcomed me with open arms into a world of warmth and safety I thought I'd lost forever. He smiled gently and told me I'd never have to worry about being cold, safe, or fed again. He said his home was my home now. I was so incredibly relieved. I told him he saved my life. But the peace didn't last. A few days later, the front door swung open and Arthur's adult son, Julian, stepped inside. The moment Arthur introduced us, Julian looked me up and down with a cold, predatory smile that made my stomach drop. I knew right then my safe haven was gone. Everything was perfect until Julian began playing calculated mind games. Sitting across from him at the formal dining table, I could feel his cold, calculating eyes on me. He would smirk and whisper cruel things, telling me his father only saw me as a pathetic charity case. He told me he saw me for who I really was, a beautiful, lonely target. The weekend Arthur went out of town on business, the trap snapped shut. I was walking down the dimly lit hallway toward my guest room when Julian suddenly stepped out of the shadows, blocking my path with a sinister smile. Before I could even run, he aggressively cornered me, lunging forward. He slammed the bedroom door shut, trapping me inside. His grip was like iron as he threw me onto the mattress. I fought him with everything I had left, tearing at his clothes, screaming and terrified for my life as the shadows closed in. Then the unimaginable happened. The bedroom door crashed open. Arthur stood there, home early from his trip, staring at the chaos in absolute shock and horror. In a split second, Julian flipped the narrative. He let go of me, scrambled backward in a panic, and tore at his own collar, putting on a masterful act of complete innocence. Arthur's voice shook with rage as he looked down at me, screaming how this could happen in his house after everything he had done for me. Julian cried out to his dad, lying through his teeth, claiming I had ambushed him in the dark and threatened to ruin his life if he didn't cooperate. I screamed back that Arthur was wrong, that his son was a monster who planned the whole thing. But the damage was done. Arthur saw exactly what Julian wanted him to see. Arthur kicked me out into the storm that very night, coldly telling me to get out of his sight before he called the police. There were no explanations, no second chances. Now I am right back where I started, penniless, hopeless, walking away from the iron gates. I was thrown out like trash into the freezing rain with nothing but the clothes on my back and a single suitcase. Arthur believes his son. He thinks I'm the villain. But this isn't the end of my story. Hit that subscribe button because in the next episode, I'm going to show you exactly how I plan to take back my dignity and make Julian pay for what he did.